Welcome to day 6 of our Life Full of Zest 7-day Pilates challenge. We're going to be starting standing up today. We're going to lead straight into some push-ups. If you do struggle with push-ups, you can just stand in that extended position. I'll talk you through it. Let's get straight into it. Standing at the end of our mats, we're going to get into a roll down. So let's lengthen that spine. We're going to tuck that chin and then that neck and chest all the way down to the floor. And reaching forward, allowing that body to get into that rounded C curve. And we're going to inhale slowly back up. On the second roll down, we're going to walk our hands down into a push-up. So let's inhale and exhale, tucking in that chin, then that neck. And we are taking 2 steps with our hands. That's 1, 2, and placing the other hand next to the left one and slowly inhale, exhale slowly, going down and back up. Now walking our hands back in that same pattern. 1, 2, and slowly rolling yourself back up. We're going to do 4 of these. And exhale, tucking in that chin, rolling that neck all the way down. And 1, 2, into that push-up. If you struggle, like I said, with that push-up, you can just hold for a few seconds in that front support position, all the way down, all the way back up, and walking your hands back up. Slowly rolling up. Well done. That's 2. We've got 2 more to go. Deep breath in. Exhale, rolling down into that rounded C curve. And 1, 2, and into that push-up. All the way up. And 1, 2, and slowly rolling. Last one. Deep breath in. And exhale, tucking in that chin, neck, and chest all the way down. And 1, 2, into that push-up. And all the way back up. And walking your hands back all the way up into that standing point. We're going to bring that right foot in front of us and leaning down into a lunge position, but placing that back knee into the ground. And we're slowly going to lean forward, pushing that front knee over that toe, allowing a stretch into that left hip flexor. And we're going to hold. We're going to come back to center, getting a 90-degree in both knees. We're going to bring our arms into a T position. Let's inhale, and on that exhale, rotate shoulders towards the left-hand side, 2 pulses. Inhale, center, and right. 2 pulses, inhale, center, maintaining that stability. We're going to do 1 more on each side after this one. That's left. Keeping those shoulders open and scaps going down that back. We're going to lift and hover that back knee in the air for 10 counts as we're lifting arm up and down. That's 10. Exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. Let's go for another 5. Keep lifting and lowering those arms. 3 and 2. Making sure that you have that beautiful 90-degree angle in both legs. And slowly back, dropping that right leg behind you, left leg in front of you. Leaning forward to hold for a few seconds before we do our rotations with that trunk. So let's lean back and getting that 90-degree core activated, core tight. We're inhaling, and on that exhale, rotating towards the right-hand side, 2 pulses. Inhale, center, and left, 2 pulses. We're doing 3 on each side, and left, 2 pulses. Last one, and back, and last one to the left, back to center. Inhale, exhale, lift and hover that back knee, making sure that front knee isn't going over your toes. Exhale up, inhale back to T-point. That's 1. Keep going. I'm counting down from 10 as we're working, and you breathing in and out as we're counting. Let's go for another 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Core tight, activating those glutes. And 1 and slowly down. We're going to lean forward and lift that back heel towards that glute, and we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and changing over, putting that foot back in front, the right foot back in front of us, bringing that left heel towards your glute and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly getting into an all fours position. We're going to progress into that cat stretch. Let's get that neutral positioning of our pelvis and spine and getting that neck in that comfortable position, looking straight down in front of you. We're going to inhale and exhale, pushing that spine all the way up to the ceiling, getting that stretch. Inhale, exhale, opening that chest. And we're doing 2 more of these and pushing it up. And inhale, exhale, opening that chest. Looking in front of you. Last one. Inhale, exhale, pushing that spine all the way up. And slowly opening that chest back to neutral and leaning your heels back, your glutes back towards your heels, pushing the shoulders into the ground. We're going to extend ourselves into the floor. We're going to extend our arms in front of us, extend our legs behind us, getting that neutral pelvic positioning, squeezing those glutes. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, lifting straight legs off the ground, and then straight arms, keeping neck in neutral. From here, palms are facing each other. We're going to rotate those palms and bring our straight arms towards our hips and back to center. And as we're coming back to center, we are rotating those hands to face the floor and rotating them back to face each other as we're moving. Keep going and rotating. And let's do 3 more. Keep going. From here, we're going to progress straight into swimming. Keep that neck in neutral, looking straight in front of you, squeezing those gaps down. And bringing arms in front of you, palms facing the floor. We're inhaling and exhaling, lifting and lowering. Opposite arms and legs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly down, lifting into that rest position, pushing those shoulders into the ground, walking those hands towards the left hand side, opening those right ribs, walking back to center and over to the right hand side, opening those left ribs and back to center. We're going to bring our chest back to the floor. We're going to interlace our hands comfortably behind our backs and looking straight in front of you. We're going to rotate our neck towards the left-hand side. Comfortably resting on the floor, we're going to inhale. And on that exhale, extend arms and legs. And as we extend arms and legs, we are looking straight up in front of us. And inhale, looking towards the opposite side. And we're doing 1 more on each side. Inhale, exhale, extend, and rotate. And exhale, extend, and rotate. Inhale and exhale, extend and hold. We're going to let our hands go from one another, and we're slowly going to walk our arms forward again and back as we did in that first sequence. And inhaling and exhaling as we're working, and try not to strain that neck, keeping that core tight and those glutes activated. And back to interlace those hands behind our backs, keeping knees off the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly coming down, lifting yourselves back into that rest position. We're going to get back into that all fours, but now I want you to bring your hands just outside of those shoulders and getting into an extended push-up position with those knees in. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, we're going to lower our chest towards the floor, lifting up and opening left shoulder up towards the ceiling and following our hands with our eyes. Back down, inhale, exhale, push up, inhale, up, exhale, open right shoulder towards the ceiling, back, and one more on each side, and opening. Work hard to keep that stability, sucking belly to spine, and down, and up, and opening. And we're going to extend our arms, staying in this push-up position. Deep breath in, and we're going to right chest touch and left chest touch. That's to stabilizing, making sure that we are not slanting too much from side to side. Let's do 2 more on each side, and 1. Keep going, core tight, and 2. And slowly leaning back into that rest position. Let's turn over onto our right hand sides. I want those ankles and those hips and shoulders all in line. I want that front leg over that back leg and fingers facing away from your body. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, we're going to lift our hips off the ground and reaching over and slowly coming back. But you're not coming back to rest on the floor. You're hovering a few centimeters off the ground. Just make sure you're not slumping into that supporting shoulder. And we're reaching again. We're going to do 4 of these before we progress the exercise. That's 2 and 3 and 4. And we're going to come down to rest while I explain to you the next motion. We're going to lift, and as we lift, we're going to reach our hand through our arm and body. Let's inhale and exhale, lift ourselves forward, and now we are bending and rotating, reaching our head and arm through that arm and body, and lifting back up. And inhale, exhale, reach and rotate, and slowly back down. And let's do 2 more, and rotate, and slowly back down. And last one, and rotate, and back down into that seated position. We're going to put that elbow on the floor, knees in line with shoulders, core tight, shoulders stacked, hips stacked. You're going to place your other arm in front of you just to maintain stability, or you can place it on your glutes. We're going to lift that upper leg, flexing that ankle. We're slowly going to bring that leg forward for 2 pulses, and then slowly bring it back for 2 pulses. We're going to do 6 of these before we progress. That's 1. Core tight, making sure you're not slumping into this bottom part of your tummy. That's 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. From here, we are extending, keeping that toe pointing to the wall in front of you, and we are going to bend that knee and extend. That's 1 and 2, core tight, and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Bending that knee into a 90-degree. We are just opening that knee up towards the ceiling and slowly back down. That's 1 and open and 2. All in the meantime, making sure that you're maintaining that good posture. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And slowly coming down. We're going to turn over onto our backs to stretch out that glute we've just used. Let's put our left ankle onto right knee and hug right knee towards chest for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly placing both feet on the floor. We're going to do a few pelvic curls before we progress onto that other side, getting that neutral spine, feet a foot and a half away from those glutes and a fist width apart from one another. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, slowly rolling those hips off the floor up towards the ceiling, squeezing those glute muscles, shoulders into the ground. Inhale, exhale, articulating through that spine, back to starting point, making sure those knees aren't falling out. Inhale, exhale, rolling those hips up and squeezing. Inhale, exhale, slowly rolling back down. We're doing 2 more. Inhale, exhale, rolling yourself back up. Lifting those hips, and inhale, exhale, slowly articulating through that spine back to starting point. And last one, we're going to hold in the air for 10 counts while we move our arms. Let's lift those hips up towards the ceiling, arms up towards the ceiling. We're inhaling and exhale, bringing arms overhead. And slowly back up. While we're doing this, we're making sure that we are activating those glutes, digging those heels into the ground to emphasize that hamstring stretch and tilting that pelvis inwards to make sure that we're not compromising our back. Work hard. If you are struggling, you can just lower those hips a little bit. And let's do 1 more. And back up, bringing arms to side, lifting those hips to slowly roll yourself back to starting point. We're going to turn over onto our left hand sides. Let's point those fingers away from our body. Ankles, hips and shoulders all aligned, making sure we've got that good posture. Upper leg over in front of that lower leg. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, lifting those hips off the ground and reaching over and slowly back. Remember, we're just hovering. That's 1. And exhale, extend. That's 2. And 3. Keep pushing. Keep going. And 4. And slowly down. We're going to rest. Remember, we're lifting ourselves up and reaching our hand through that arm and that body as a progression. Let's inhale, and on that exhale, lifting hips off the ground, reaching over and threading our hand through and slowly back up. That's 1. Inhale, exhale, reach and threading through and 2. And 2 more. Work hard. Last one. Let's push through. Reaching forward and slowly coming back down. If you struggle again from wrist pain, you can do that with your elbow resting on a high chair or table. Let's bring that elbow onto the floor, and we want that lower knee in line with that hip and shoulder. Again, placing the upper hand either on the floor in front of you or on your other glute. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, kick 2 pulses forward and then 2 pulses back. Remember to stabilize that pelvis. Don't hyperextend that lower back. That's 1. And you can see my foot is going in the same direction as what my leg is moving. So I'm flexing and extending that ankle. And we're going to do 2 more. And 2. And from here, bending that leg, keeping that ankle flexed. We are bending, extending for 6 counts. And extend and bend. That's 1. And 2. And 3. Keep going. Remember not to slump into that shoulder while you're working. And 5. And 6. Bending that leg to 90 degrees. Ankle is flexed at 90 degrees. And we're just lifting and lowering that knee. Try not to lean back, keeping those hips stacked. That's 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And slowly dropping that leg to turn over onto your back, placing right ankle on left knee and hugging left knee to chest for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to place both feet on the floor, hands on your sides. We're lifting hands up towards the ceiling. We're going to inhale, and on that exhale, rolling those hips up towards the ceiling, 1 vertebra at a time. Squeezing those glutes, digging those heels into the ground. We're slowly going to lift right leg into tabletop. Please make sure that you're not slanting your hips and your hips are in a nice height and you are not compromising that lower back. Let's inhale, and on that exhale, we're going to single leg toe tap as we open those arms to T-point. That's 1. Core tight, and 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. And slowly dropping right leg down. Inhale. Exhale, left leg. And inhale. Exhale, open arms to T-point as you toe tap with that left leg. That's 1. And 2. Lowering arms and leg. And 3. Core tight. And 4. Work hard. Push through that pain or that discomfort. It's never pain. And dropping that left leg down. Lifting those hips to slowly roll that pelvis back to starting point. Dropping hands on your sides. We're going to inhale. And on that exhale, rolling those hips back up towards the ceiling. We're going to lift our right leg up into tabletop and extend that right leg up towards the ceiling. Keeping that leg exactly where it is. We're going to slowly lower hips down and slowly back up. That's 1. You're still articulating through that spine, working hard to maintain that control. That's 3. And 4. And 5. And 6. Lifting those hips, we're going to Drop that leg down towards the ground. And as we're lifting, pointing those toes towards those nose. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Last one. And dropping that leg down. Inhale, exhale, lift left leg up and extending it towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, lower that hip and up. That's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And keeping those hips up. Inhale, exhale, lower that leg towards the floor and inhale up. That's 1. Keeping core tight. 2 and 3 4 5 and 6. Getting that leg back to tabletop, dropping that foot, lifting those hips to slowly roll those hips back to starting point. Feet slightly larger than shoulder width apart. Arms in a T position, and you're just going to rock from side to side. Well done, everyone. I hope you're feeling a good burn. Let's enjoy this recovery before we progress. For our last sequence, let's bring those feet back together. Arms are on your sides. You're going to lift right leg up into tabletop, then left leg into tabletop, and we're inhaling. Exhale, right leg toe tap, inhale up. That's 2 and 3. Making sure while we're working to maintain that pelvic stability and getting ready to stay and hold those legs in center. Bringing arms into a T position, extending those legs up towards the ceiling. If you do struggle with hamstring flexibility, you can keep your legs slightly bent. We're slowly going to inhale, and on that exhale, just drop our legs towards the right hand side and then pulling back to center on the inhale and dropping towards the other side, back to center on that inhale. And we're going to do 3 of these on each side. Work hard. And last one on each side. And from here, we're going to go back to center. And we're just going to draw little circles on the roof with our toes. You're working hard to work those abdominals, little circles, and circulating within those hip joints. And let's go back to center. We're going to inhale and change direction and rotate. That's 1 and 2, 3, and circulating within those hip joints. And let's go back to center. Slowly roll those hips back to starting point. Feet slightly larger than shoulder width apart. Arms in a T position, and you're just going to rock from side to side. Well done, everyone. I hope you're feeling a good burn. I can imagine if you've got to this point that you are feeling a little bit stiff and activated by now, but that's okay. Your body is so happy and grateful for it.